Hi, my name is Amy Jardon, and I am a patient with acral melanoma. I was diagnosed officially February of 2015. My melanoma journey, I found my spot in myself in January of 2015. I had it biopsied about a week later, and my doctor told me repeatedly it was nothing, don't worry about it, and I'd have the results by the end of the week. And it took 15 days for me to get a phone call from a nurse who stumbled over some words and said, "You have melanoma, who do you want to do the surgery?" And I said, "I'll call you back." So then I had to find, she said a general surgeon. I had no other information on that, so I found a general surgeon locally. He removed about an inch of skin between my toes where my melanoma was located. And I was sent home with no crutches and no walker or anything for a month to sit on the couch with my foot up. I had to do a lot of advocating for myself, and actually my first Hill Day was 2016, so a year after my diagnosis, and I still did not understand exactly what I had because I heard the words melanoma. My surgeon talked to me about melanoma. He sent me to an oncologist who talked to me about melanoma. And when I was out here, I went to a race expo that was happening, and the American Academy of Cancer Research was handing out magazines, and it happened to talk about a hand and foot melanoma. And I went home and looked at my lab reports, and that's when I learned that I have acral melanoma, which is a rare subtype of melanoma. So it was over a year before I knew that I had a rare melanoma. So I had my surgery. I went home, just sat there. I had some inflammation on it, so my husband took me to the doctor. And I saw somebody else other than my surgeon, and that was fine. But my area, my local oncologist that I had left after about 6 months. So then I saw a nurse practitioner. And then about a year after that, I saw somebody that the nurse, as she was walking out of the room, said, "You'll be meeting with somebody," and I didn't recognize the name, and it turned out it's a brand new oncologist in town who I never saw before. And she came in and told me I needed to check my lymph nodes daily. And then when I balked, she said, "Well, weekly." And I still kind of exclaimed, like, "Weekly?" And she said, "Well, you should check them monthly." And I left that appointment. I went home and I called my primary doctor and I said, "I need a referral to the melanoma specialist in the state." And the nurse said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I should have been referred to them from the get-go." And that is like what I tell everybody is like, if you have melanoma, you need to see a melanoma specialist. I drive 100 miles one way to see them. Now that I'm more than 5 years out, I get to see them once a year. But that is, like when I walked into that appointment with the melanoma specialist, I just felt like a cinder block was taken off of my shoulders. Like I did not have to be on edge asking all these questions about melanoma specifically because he already knew about melanoma. He already knew about acral melanoma. I'm looking forward to meeting with the representatives, the senators, or their assistants, and sharing the story. Just it's so powerful and impactful, and I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just skin cancer, you can get that removed." And literally in my case, that was it. That's all I had to have was surgery. But I know so many people that I've met along my journey that I'm telling their stories because they're no longer here.